Hey guys, and welcome back to the Fixture Watch, the series where we identify which teams have the best or worst run of fixtures over the next 4 game weeks. As this is the opening episode of the Fixture Watch for the new season, we'll be looking at which teams have a nice start to their fixture list, and we'll also check out who's been given a much more difficult run of games. This should hopefully provide you with some further insights into selecting your opening FPL squad. If you find the Fixture Watch useful, then please show your support for the channel by dropping a like, and more importantly, getting subscribed to FPL TV for lots more content throughout the season. The first team gifted with a very favourable start to the season is Everton. They face Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth and then Huddersfield in the opening 4 games. Wolves were very impressive at home last season, so that opening game could be a bit tricky to predict, but the Premiership is still a big step up, so that's not the worst way for Everton to start things off. Their other road trip is away to Bournemouth, who conceded 30 goals at home last season, the most of any team. Their 2 home opponents, Southampton and Huddersfield, only managed 3 away wins each in the previous season, so this too looks very promising. Everton had a pretty mundane season last year, but now under Marco Silva, they'll be expected to play much more attacking football. So for me, the likes of Tosun, Sigurdsson and even Walcott could offer some good mid-priced FPL value. A team with a much more difficult start to the season is Arsenal. Now with Arsenal, it's their 2 opening games that are causing FPL managers dilemmas, as they face Man City at home first, before a very tough road trip away to Chelsea, which is arguably the toughest opening 2 game weeks for any team this season. What's very important to note though, is that following these 2 very tough opening games, they then avoid the big 5 for a massive 8 game weeks, in what is an extended run of decent fixtures for Arsenal. With Arsene Wenger now gone, there will be a new sense of excitement and positivity around Arsenal, and with hardly any of their squad going deep in the World Cup, they'll no doubt be fresh to start this season. So for me personally, I genuinely like Arsenal's options despite this very tough start, although I'd probably hold off on their defenders until these first 2 games are out of the way. So I think you've got 2 choices here. Either take a punt on Arsenal now at the beginning of the season, or if you're not fancying them for the 2 opening fixtures, you must strongly consider them from game week 3 onwards, where things get much easier. A team with very good opening fixtures is Liverpool, as they face West Ham, Crystal Palace, Brighton and Leicester in their opening 4 weeks. 4 teams that conceded 55 plus goals last season. Liverpool have made a big statement this summer, strengthening their squad significantly. But even before all this investment, I don't think anyone had concerns about their goal-scoring prowess. After all, they were the 3rd highest goal scorers at home last year and the 2nd highest away. This opening run surely suggests that the likes of Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane and Firmino are all excellent options for the opening game weeks. And due to Liverpool's attacking nature, you couldn't blame any manager for doubling or tripling down on Liverpool players, who can deliver attacking returns from defence as well. With their new signings though, could this also solidify them defensively? With the likes of Fabinho and Naby Keita operating in midfield, and now record goalkeeper Alisson giving them assurances in goal, does this further strengthen Liverpool's chances of clean sheets? For me, it certainly makes the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson even more appealing. The team with perhaps the very worst opening fixtures is Newcastle. Newcastle did excellently to defy the odds and finish 10th in the league last year, but there's no denying their tough opening fixtures, where they play Tottenham, Cardiff, Chelsea and Man City, 3 of which look extremely difficult on paper. Looking ahead, they also face United and Arsenal amongst the following 4 game weeks, so that means Newcastle play 5 of the big 6 in their opening 8 games, a very tricky run indeed. If you are fancying Newcastle options though, then Ayoze Perez bagged 6 goals in 8 games to wrap up last season in a very impressive run, and on loan signing Kennedy could provide excellent value at just 5 million, who really helped push that survival bid last year. But for me personally, their run is just far too difficult to begin with. The next team with a favourable opening to the season is Southampton. They face Burnley, Everton, Leicester and Crystal Palace in their opening 4 games. The Saints narrowly avoided relegation last year, which was an uninspiring season both in reality and on FPL. In FPL terms, it was a season that saw 2 players from their defence, Ryan Bertrand and Cedric, become their highest point scorers, which says a lot about their attacking exploits last year. The good news about them being poor last year though, is that it could offer some decent value for us FPL managers this season. Cedric at 4.5 million does look exceptional value for money, so it's no wonder why he's one of the most owned defenders currently, especially considering this kind run of opening fixtures. If you are backing them to be a bit more potent in attack this year, then you could consider the likes of Charlie Austin, who is a proven goalscorer when he stays fit. And if you're the gambling type, maybe new signing Elyounoussi could be an option in midfield, who scored 22 goals in 66 appearances during his spell at Basel. One to watch, certainly. Now back to a team with a difficult start to the season, it's West Ham, as they face road trips to Liverpool and Arsenal in the opening 4 game weeks. Both Liverpool and Arsenal were notoriously good at home last season, so that definitely comes into my mind when considering West Ham as good FPL options. Their 2 opening home matches do look decent to be fair, but that run doesn't last long, with both Chelsea and Manchester United the next 2 teams to visit the Olympic Stadium. Marko Arnautovic, Andrei Yarmolenko and wonderfully valued goalkeeper Lukas Fabianski all enter my considerations to start in my FPL squad this season, but having looked at this difficult opening run of games, I'll more than likely be limiting my West Ham coverage to no more than 1 player, if any. Another team that could offer us some good value to open the season is Watford. Now, their opening to the season isn't the easiest, but it is quite significant because they're the only team to boast 3 home fixtures in the opening 4 game weeks. So although things do get a lot tougher for them from game week 4 onwards, at the very least this could make some of their players interesting options for the short term. Deulofeu at 5.5 million could be a decent budget midfield option, who is naturally a very forward-thinking player. I'll also be keeping tabs on midfielders Will Hughes and Roberto Pereira, priced 5 and 6 million respectively. There are lots of outside picks from Watford to choose from, so if you're a manager who likes to prioritise home matches, then Watford could be for you. And that's all the time we have for this instalment of the Fixture Watch. Hopefully, it's helped you to reinforce some of your FPL decision making before the season starts. If you did find it useful, then please get subscribed to FPL TV. And having only covered 7 teams this episode, let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do a part 2, where I can analyse some other teams' fixtures. Remember guys, FPL responsibly and I'll catch you all soon.